Share with me. We don't have 4 hours, but kind of what's going on? What are some of the key things happening up in Sacramento right now, and what should we be looking out for in terms of either new legislation or?
Yeah, I mean, this was the most legislation they have ever proposed in decades. This past legislative cycle, I'm one of those people who, when they hear that, they kind of shudder a little bit because. I believe really strongly in a principle called subsidiarity, and that's an old principle, but the idea is basically make decisions at the lowest level you possibly can make them. Most of the time, that's individuals making them for themselves, a family unit making it for their family.
Kind of a grassroots.
Yeah, and then eventually you kind of make it up through the top. So, you'll have city councils, and then you'll have county government, you'll have state government, you have federal government. And then, it's the idea that, look, you don't want the federal government coming in and paving your roads, but you also don't want cities with standing armies. So
there's a balance.
There's a balance. So I hear so much bills coming out of Sacramento. My first thing I think is, oh my goodness, what are they stripping out of our control now?
Right.
And this one was an interesting cycle as well, because they're looking at a $32 billion deficit. So to be clear, the city of Newport Beach, we just passed our own budget. We have a structural surplus.
Yes.
The state is running a $32 billion deficit. And so I'm not sure that they're really grappling with what we're really about to look at, because that actually assumed that $32 billion deficit assumes no deficit. I'm sorry, no recession. And no recession, that is. And so I think we're heading into one. I think Jim Doty, who's a Chapman economics professor, very clear we're heading into one. So I'm concerned about what it looks like over the next 12 months from an infrastructure spending plan.